we're gonna work with acrylic paints. And acrylic paints are plastic. That means when they dry, they become hard, rubbery, and they don't come out of brushes. They don't come out of your clothing once they set in. So working with these acrylics is going to be important to follow some of the basic standards and rules and stuff to kind of help you maintain them. All right, you saw in some of the pictures just before that you're going to get your own palette. The palette opens by putting your fingers on either side and then pinching this. This actually moves and it unlocks the lid. So it's a locking lid. I can click this and now I can move it around and nothing will happen, but I pinch it and the lid opens. You need to put some masking tape with your name on top because that way you can kind of keep colors that you've mixed from day to day. And we'll kind of learn a little bit of how to do that later on. You've got the paper palette in here from the cabinet, and it needs to be shiny side up. The flat side will just dry out the paint. So shiny wax paper side up. You'll notice that I've chosen some basic colors. I've got some white, I've got some yellow and orange, and I've got a little bit of a dark brown and a little bit of black. And by the terms little, I mean little. There's not a lot on here. I didn't squeeze like, you know, one swirly after another. If anything, the thing that I have the most of might be some white because we use it to lighten and change things significantly. It doesn't take much to use black to change something or dark brown. Okay, so very little bits. I've got myself a palette knife for mixing my colors, and I have some different sizes of brushes based on what I'm about ready to paint and work with. So the last thing you need to have handy is some paper towel because you'll use it to wipe off your palette knife before you go and dip that into another color because you don't want to infect any other colors if you're taking things out of containers. All right, so what are we doing? I'm so glad you asked. So we're working with this handout where we're going to play with a little bit of a value scale going from dark to light or light to dark with a specific color. And then we're going to choose two colors that are sort of neighbors or next to each other on the color wheel, and we're going to fade from one color to the other color. Eventually we're going to put this into action here on our cylinder with its highlights and its shadows. So we're looking for a finished product that's something like this. Okay, so we've got our dark to light, light to dark. We've got fading one color to another. So we're gonna learn how to blend acrylics, right? And how to work directionally with our brush strokes as well as blending. So here we go.